how to create a signature talk that gets you booked to speak all over the world. This is going to be a really in-depth training video, so make sure you have something to write with. I'm going to share with you everything you need to know to create a signature presentation. Some speakers call this your keynote presentation, and this is the talk that you will become known for. This will be the talk that event organizers will book you for because it delivers such an impact, solves a massive problem for people, and after people see your talk they are transformed. And this is what event organizers are looking for. They want interesting speakers that stand out, but also that add massive value to the audience, because if you can make the event organizers look good, they will book you more. That's what they want, right? They want you to make them look good, they want you to help make them money, they want you to add loads of value to their audience. So how do you do that? It's exactly what I'm going to share with you right now, so get ready. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Luke Scott III. I am the founder of the Standout Speakers Academy, and we run events all over the world. We run retreats, we run intensives, we have online courses, and every single month in London we run 6 workshops. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm really good at helping people become great speakers. And I've spoken all over the world, in Malaysia, Vietnam, Chicago, Kenya, everywhere. You have to get really clear and do these 4 things I'm going to share with you. So just 4 things, really simple. So let's get stuck straight in. The first thing that you need to do before you even start thinking about your presentation, start making it, you need to get really clear on what is the purpose of this presentation. So many speakers, I see them, they're great talkers, but at the end of their talk you're still not really clear on how this is going to help you. Like, what was the point of listening to that? And when you have a presentation that solves a problem for people, that really serves a purpose, people will listen because it's valuable to them. So I want you to think about, what is a problem that you can solve for people? And the bigger the problem, the more people will pay you to come see your presentation, for you to come speak at their events. If people aren't booking you right now, it's probably because they're not clear on what the purpose is of your presentation, and they're not really clear on how that's going to help them or their audience. Does that make sense? So you need to get really clear on the purpose. Now, once you are clear on your purpose, the next thing you need to do is you need to figure out, what is the solution that you are going to provide for people? How are you going to take them from A, where they are now, this big problem that they have, through to B, where they are empowered, they've solved the problem, they're much happier, they have whatever the benefits are of that thing that you solve. So for example, if you're watching this right now, you probably want to become a great public speaker. So how can we take you from where you are now, point A, which is probably that you're not getting the speaking gigs that you want, probably that you don't have clarity on your message, it's probably that you might have been trying for a while but you still haven't had your big breakthrough yet. How can we get you from there to point B, which is you being an empowered speaker, traveling all around the world, being interviewed on TV, radio, magazine, podcasts, and having event organizers and media people coming to you instead of you having to go push and force and make things happen? Can you imagine what that would be like, what that would feel like, to have event organizers messaging you, asking you to speak because they know how valuable your signature presentation is? It's possible. It is definitely possible. I get messages in my inbox all the time from event organizers asking me to speak, who I've never even heard of, or asking for me to come on their podcast or radio show or TV or whatever. They see that I have something powerful, to deliver that serves a purpose. So what is your solution? Only you know this. Now, there is a way to work this out, and as a speaker, we call this your model. So if you think about Tony Robbins has his 6 human needs, Maslow has his hierarchy of needs. These are models. These are solutions that are very tangible for people, very easy for people to grasp. So you saw I said there are 4 things that you need to master. So this is my model for this. And I actually teach this at our 4-day intensive Standout Speakers University. It's coming up very soon. It's 4 whole days. We start at 9:30 in the morning. We finish at 10 o'clock at night. It's 12 hours a day of just practicing your signature presentation. And on the 4th day, you actually deliver it. So I'm going to condense all of those 4 days into this one video for you. So bear with me. I'm going to do my absolute best. So firstly, get clear on your purpose. Next, get clear on your solution. People need to think, in order for people to buy, in order for people to take the next step, it has to make logical sense for them. So your solution needs to be really logical. They need to be able to see how this is going to help them get from A to B. And if they can see that it helps them get from A to B, and you can get them to know you, like you, and trust you, then they're much more likely to come and work with you, to book you to speak at their events. Here's something that a lot of speakers don't understand. And I want you to really feel this. For an event organizer to book you, to put you on their stage, that's a big deal. That's a big risk if they don't really know you. And so event organizers will usually book people who they feel confident about, confident selves, and having a strong model, this solution that you become known for, makes you a really safe pair of hands. And this is why people who write books get lots of speaking gigs, or one of the reasons, because when you have a book, it's very tangible. People can see that you're an expert in that thing. So, purpose, solution. 3rd thing you need to master. If you want to do a powerful presentation, you need to have the right structure. A keynote presentation is on average 90 minutes, 90 minutes. It's very hard to flow for 90 minutes with no structure. It's very hard for an audience to follow that, and especially the more logic-minded people in the audience, they're going to switch off. They're not going to be able to track it. It's not going to feel safe for them, because structures create safety. So how do you structure it? Well, we have a 12-point structure for our presentations. Now, I can't possibly go through that in this video because it takes 4 days for me to teach you it and for you to practice it. But in short, it needs to take a customer on a journey. So you need to start from the most logical thing, like what do they need to learn first? If you just jump straight to the end, straight to how you solve the problem, they're going to miss out, because a lot of the people might not even be educated. They might not even be educated that they need this problem solved. Maybe they've never even heard of this before. This can be really good as a speaker if you want to stand out, is to tell people stuff that they don't even know. How can you, because let's say, for example, I teach communication, I teach public speaking. There's a lot of public speaking trainers out there. So what can I tell people that is different, that they've never heard before? This is really important, and this is why we call our academy the Standout Speakers Academy, because what we teach is that if you want to be a great speaker, you must stand out. What does that mean? It means you have to be yourself. You can't copy someone else. You have to be you, because people can tell, people can feel if you're not being genuine. And so how can you be so authentically you while you're on stage, while you're on camera? This is where the magic happens. And it all comes down to being connected with yourself. First, you have to find out who you are. What is your message? What are you here on this planet to share with the world? What is your gift? What have you been through? What really can you help people with? Most people don't know that, and so they're speaking about something that's not really their truth. You have to speak your truth. You feel that? What is your truth? What can you really share with full integrity? Because when you speak about that, people will listen. So you have to structure it from the very start, what do I need to learn first? What are the logical steps? Maybe your model might have 3 steps. Maybe it might have 4 steps. Maybe it might have 5 steps to get them from A to B. Go through those steps very logically, and you need to kind of think about yourself like you're a lawyer. This is what I think about it like. Every time you sell someone they need something, so I tell you that first, before you even start crafting your presentation, you need to think about the purpose. But now I have to back that up. I have to give you some evidence. I have to explain why. Otherwise, you won't do it. And I learned this from working for one of the biggest companies in the world. I was a sales coach, sales trainer, and sales manager for a big $2 billion company. If you tell someone to do something but you don't explain why, they often don't do it. So you need to explain to people, give them evidence how this is going to help them. Because this is what people want to know. How is this going to help me? If I find the right structure for my keynote presentation, how is this going to help me? Well, another thing it helps with is repeatability. People can then know, okay, this is what you're going to talk about, and it's not going to be scripted. We don't do scripting at the Standout Speakers Academy. Scripting is very difficult to read naturally. Unless you're a trained actor or actress, reading from a script with emotion is hard. I am a trained actor, so I've done plays and musicals, so I know what it's like to learn to read from scripts. It's not the best way. The best way is to have a structure that you can flow in, but you need to practice the structure. This is why our 4-day university training is intensive, because you have to get this structure into your subconscious. When the structure is in your subconscious, you can flow within it. But if you're trying to think about what you're going to say next, then there's always a part of you that's distracted. You're not fully present, and you're not going to really connect with the people. I know this is probably against what you've been taught forever, right? Most people probably told you to script things, but are they really the best speakers? All the best speakers I know flow within a structure. So that's the third thing, the structure. Now there's loads of different ways you can do this. Make sure that it's engaging, make sure it's exciting, make sure it's dynamic, take people on a journey, share stories. You have to really build your credibility as well. This is one of the things a lot of speakers do wrong when they're making their keynote presentations. Throughout the 90 minutes, you have to be building your credibility. You have to be getting people to know you, like you, and trust you. You also need to be framing them on your solution. You need to be explaining to them throughout how your solution is going to help them and what you have created. So throughout this video, I've been talking about our 4-day Standout Speakers University, because this is really the best place to come to learn how to create your signature talk. So I've been explaining little stories about it, if you've noticed, as we've been through the video. This is what you need to do. So by the time you get to the end of your presentation, people are already sold on working with you. They're already sold that you can help them, that you are the answer to solve their problem. Because the fourth thing, so get clear on the purpose, create the solution, have the right structure. The fourth thing you need to do if you want to get booked to speak all around the world is you must get good at sales. You have to get good at selling. Firstly, you have to sell yourself. You have to sell yourself to the event organizers. You have to sell yourself to the audience, because if they don't like you, if they don't believe in you, if they don't feel confident, they're never going to listen to what you say. That's just the truth. If you're not good at sales, let me know below. Are you good at sales? Is sales something you need to work on? We'd love, love, love to help you. If you know that you are ready to step up as a speaker, comment below. Say, I am ready to stand out. And one of our team will get in touch and we'll explain for you all the details of how we can help. We have loads of online courses and in-person trainings, and we have webinars and accountability calls. We have everything. It's a one-stop shop. Sales. Like I said, I was a sales coach, sales trainer. So what most people do is they do a really great presentation, and at the end they have to do this selling thing, and they get really nervous and they make an absolute mess of it. They shift, they change, their energy changes. When do you think you start selling? I'd love to know. Let me know below. When do you think you start selling? Here's the answer. You start selling before you even get on the stage. You start selling as soon as that person sees your event. As soon as they see the copy for your event to buy a ticket, you've already started selling. The words you use, the copy you use, the emails you send them, you're already selling. As soon as you come on stage, you're sharing your stories, you're building your credibility, you're establishing yourself as an expert, you're really going deep into the problem. I know this is a lot, right? This is why we take 4 days to teach you all of this and go through it, but I want to give you as much as I can. You're selling as soon as you step on the stage. So by the time you get to the end part where you actually make them an offer, we call this a call to action. You give them an offer, you tell them how to take action. They should already be sold, and that should be a formality. Now you're just explaining the details, and now you're just giving them an opportunity of how they can do it. Sales is one of the most important things anyone can learn. Whether you want to get better in your job, whether you want to be a great speaker, whether you want more clients, whether you want to build a business, like whatever you want to do, get good at sales. Helps with your relationships, helps with your family, helps with everything. So they're the 4 things that you need to do. So let's do a quick recap. Purpose. You have to have a really clear purpose for your presentation. Otherwise, people aren't even going to click it. Think about that attention-grabbing title. How do you even get people's attention nowadays, especially on YouTube and Facebook and things? You have to see the title. Is it clickable? Will people come and take 90 minutes out of their life to come and see your presentation just based on the title? Next, create your solution. What are the 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, however many steps you need to get them from A to B? How do you present that to them? Is it a book? Is it a webinar? Is it in-person coaching? Is it an event? Like, how are you going to get this information to people? How are you going to give them the transformation? There's a great quote I love. It's that information is usually free. People pay for transformation. So information for free, transformation for a fee. Does that make sense? So I'm giving you this information completely for free, all yours to take it. Some of you will. And some of you are going to want that real transformation, so you'll want to come to our 4-day intensive Standout Speakers University event. It is coming up soon, so like I said, do comment below. Say, I am ready to stand out, and one of our team will get in touch with you and they'll send you all the details. But you do need to be an action taker. This is a big, big commitment. 4 days, 12 hours a day of non-stop practicing your keynote presentation. We go through all those 4 things with you. We help you figure out the purpose. We help you create your solution. There's a really simple way to create your solutions. It takes just an hour, and you will have this thing that you can write books about, you can create courses about, and you can then use this in all your talks moving forwards. We then show you the 12-point structure. Now, the 12 points, every single point is important if you want to really help people. Because here's the thing. If people come to listen to you, if they give you 90 minutes of their life, you have to add value. You have to do what you say. So you need to create the solution, and you need to structure it in the right way so that people will listen. I hope that you're enjoying this. I hope you're finding a lot of value in this. I'm using the structure that we teach in the university here. So by the end of this, you should be already sold on the fact that you want to come to the university. You should know that this is the right step for you if you want to be a great speaker and you want to create this keynote presentation. And so now you're probably just thinking, okay, tell me the details. Like, how do we do it? This is where you want your audience to be. You want them to be on the edge of their seats. So they're like, okay, just tell me already. Like, how can we do this? Because when you do the sales, the call to action at the end, and we teach this, how you do this. When I first started, I learned how to get people to run to the back and throw their credit cards. It's really good fun. I did that out in Malaysia. I did that out in Vietnam. It was really great. You see people just going so fast. But it's not the most ethical way to sell. And it's not a great way to build long-term relationships, because a lot of people get super excited, super emotional, and then the logic goes out of the window and they buy something and then they regret it. How can you make people emotional? How can you get them excited and give them the logic? Let me know if you're feeling excited. Let me know if this is getting you psyched. Let me know if you want to travel all around the world being a great speaker and knowing that you can step on stage without any preparation and do a great 90-minute presentation. Because if you do, then definitely you want to come to our Standout Speakers University. I would love, love, love to have you there. So that's it. They are the steps. I hope that served you. If you know anybody who wants to become a great speaker, please do tag them below. Please do send them the link to our Standout Speakers Academy. We have an online academy, so you can become a member wherever you are, anywhere around the world. It's just a small monthly fee that gets you access to all of our online courses and our in-person events if you can make it. If you can make it to the in-person events, if you're in or around London, you can also come and speak at our events. So I have one of my friends is coming over from India. She's flying over next week, actually. She's going to be speaking next week. She's flying from India to come to London to speak at our events. So wherever you are in the world, if you can make it to London and you want to come speak at our events, we'd love to have you. We're always looking for great speakers. But what do you need to do? You need to have a great keynote presentation. So message me. Let me know the title of your keynote presentation. Let me know what problem you solve, what your solution is. I'd love to know. Thank you so much. I've been Luke Scott III. Please do come join us at the Standout Speakers Academy. If you're feeling inspired to, we are looking for more amazing people to join our community. Comment below, say, I am ready to stand out. Or message me, and I would love to send you all the details about how we can work together. Have a great, great day, night, wherever you are, and just remember, the universe loves action takers. Be brave, be bold, take the step. If you don't know what the step is, if you're scared to take a step, find a mentor, find a guide who can help you. Just take a step every day, one step, and in a year you will be amazed at where you can be.